today I have my really good friend Cole here with me. And so, today we're going to be starting a show I like to call Game Debate. And we are going to be debating on games while we're playing games. And we are playing Super Smash Bros. 64. So, Cole, what would you like to debate on today?
Well, let's compare it to Odyssey, because due to the commercials, Odyssey looks pretty. How do I put this?
I must admit, it's a really good game. Like, it's fun to play, but seriously, like, it's kind of really bad to play two players with. Well, you can't really play two players at all. And so, what are we going to compare it to today? Or debate on?
Well, I debate on how good the 64 is, because it's fun, it's old school, but I think it might be just it's pretty good. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but the graphics are a little off.
It's because back then they didn't really have that much programming.
Oh yes.
And their CGI was horrible. And compared to today it looks really cartoony. And right here it looks like polygons fighting each other.
Yeah. And there's not really any moves, because with the link I have, it's basically broken down to about like 3 moves.
Well, there's different variations of combos that you can do. Like, see, you just like basically killed it.
The sad thing is I just gained a point and then I lost it. So
Why? Okay, so how would we say that which game is better?
well, Odyssey. What are we saying? Which is better?
Like, which one would you play more? The Odyssey or Nintendo 64?
Well, I'm a really big fan of like all those old games like Mario and
Yeah,
Smash Bros.
that's a really fun game.
So I'd probably play the 64 rather than Odyssey.
I must admit the Odyssey is kind of boring, but it's fun to play. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, the point of the game is fun, but then it can get boring.
And the thing is, they just made it and they took it and turned it into something like super weird.
Yeah, I know what you
Like,
mean.
They took it to the streets. They made it so they could put a hat on a dinosaur and control a dinosaur.
I think that was my personal favorite out of the whole entire game.
I just thought it was like super weird.
It's really fun, I must admit.
I mean, but then the missile, you can do the missile.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game, I must admit. But it just gets boring, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with... So, how would you say that 64 is better, Cole?
Well, they have more of a basic, and it's like down and you and it's like you can see how it's like set up. And although did it ever have a campaign on the 64?
Legend of Zelda.
Well, yes, there's not a lot of campaigns, so I would like to see a campaign.
The Mario games had a
Campaign.
Yeah, the Mario games had a campaign. Like Mario 64, they had a campaign. Then I think there was a bunch of other games that they had campaigns.
On the newer one, there's like.
It's just like there's no point of it. It's just for fun, you know.
Yeah. I mean, on the Wii U, that one, it's like there's a campaign on that one.
The Wii U, yeah, there's a campaign. Can you scoot up to the camera?
So yeah, I'd like to see a campaign, but on Mario Odyssey, it looks like they kind of just ruined the game.
Yeah, I think they just ruined their
Programming.
no, not programming, but like they ruined the whole franchise of Mario. Like, to be honest, I gotta say, Mario 64 is better than the Odyssey. And so then, at the same time, I would pick the 64 out of the Nintendo Switch because they just barely made the Switch, you know.
Yeah.
And there's more variations of games on the 64, not on the Switch because they just barely made it.
I mean, the 64 is fun. There's more combos in it.
There is more.
Because you're so limited to certain moves that they made it so that there could be more moves by the combos and button mashing.
Yes, but at the same time, I must admit, the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, the little things that you can take off, I think that's more fun to play with because you can play 2 players on one Switch.
Ooh.
That was a nice one. Good job. But you know what I mean? Like the Joy-Cons, you can play 2 players in one thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool thing that they did with the Switch.
Another sucky thing about the 64 is that there's not as much characters as the Wii U.
It's because they didn't really have that much Nintendo games back then.
Well, yes.
Any good Nintendo games.
I understand, but there's no Ganondorf and there's no...
Ganondorf was probably one of the way overpowered ones in the game.
Well, yeah, but it depends on who the user is, because,
basically anybody can use this Final Smash.
Yeah, but only really good people can use it and be unstoppable. And you can still be unstoppable with, like, Yoshi or Mario or Pikachu.
And I think the cool thing is that you have to work for the characters.
Yeah.
Instead of just unlocking them unstop. Like, say Luigi, you have to do all the hit the target games to get him. But in the Wii U version, you don't have to do anything to get him. You just get him non-stop. Doesn't matter.
Another thing that I like about the 64 on Smash Bros. Yoshi can suck him up and turn him into a Nick. Which I think is hilarious.
And I don't think you can do that in the Wii U.
I don't think you can either. I have a bomb, suckers! That was a bad idea.
Okay, good.
That was funny.
I like how on the Switch you can divide the Joy-Cons up and play 2 players on one console. You know?
Yeah. And this one, the stadiums are really small.
But they're technically unlimited. Because it doesn't really matter what you get. And I like how there's more variations of items that you can get in this game. You know?
Like what?
Like the Pokeball, you can't get that in the Wii U, can you?
You can.
But they have the new Pokemon, the new Sun and Moon, not the old.
Well, that depends on which version you get.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but like at the same time, it's really bad.
So you get the older Smash Bros. It has like all those other ones.
And so, that will conclude. Well, not yet. So we need to see who wins. Okay, who will win? 64 or Nintendo Switch? What do you think?
Well, these are the pros and cons. I might say Nintendo Switch.
They have a lot more variations of things that you can do.
Yes, and there's a lot more fun games, but the sound effects, I'd say, are better on this one.
So I'm gonna say 64. I'm gonna say 64.
I'm gonna say Switch, but Odyssey is really out, and I would rather play this than Odyssey.
Yes,
If it's like Zelda Breath of the Wild,
Zelda Breath of the Wild is
I
a
would
really
play
good
that
game.
any day.
But Zelda Ocarina of Time, that's a good game. That's a
Oh,
really
I have that game. That's a really good one. I am so close to defeating the Shadow Boss.
Oh my gosh, don't tell me. So, yeah, I would say Switch wins. That concludes our first episode.
Wait, we have to see who wins on here. Is it a computer or is it a player? Is it a player?
Oh my gosh, cool.
Puns.
Alright, so, okay, let's see who wins.
About minute 30. Well, minute 20. Just keep eating it. Tricking people in it.
So, at the same time, Paul, what would you say is the best game right now, at the moment?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, yes. Has to be.
Because they really have their game around.
That one probably has better graphics than,
Any other game.
yeah.
I mean, it's so realistic, and it's like,
The sound effects are beautiful.
and there's like more places where you can go, and you have to work harder than any other Zelda game, which I think is a good quality.
In the new Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, you have more variations and you can actually do stuff like change your clothing, get different items.
And there's more monsters, and there's more things you can do, and you can even cook stuff.
Yeah, I highly agree. Like, say, you could do anything in Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's probably way better than Zelda Ocarina of Time, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Zelda Ocarina of Time, that's a good game and all. But, at the same time, I gotta say...
This was made in 96.
Okay, so that concludes our first episode of Game Debate.
Okay.
We'll do another episode in like 3 seconds, so...
Bye.
Bye, guys!